Welcome to another episode of Run It Up. This week we have a bunch of interesting things to talk about ranging from worlds. We have a bunch of new skins coming out, the Dragon Collection, and we might have a special guest coming in. But before we get into all that, we need to talk about Samira. Now, Samira is a new League of Legends champion. She's the newest added to the collection, and she is ridiculous. Before we even get into it, I know you guys are wondering, like, the biggest thing is she OP, is she not OP? It shouldn't even be a question at this point with Riot Games. It's a new champion, a new skin is gonna be attached to that champion. The champion's already OP, I don't care. Let's be real, these champions aren't simple. You look at Udyr, the man walks. You look at Garen, the guy spins. Samira got a moving Katarina ulti with a Yassuo wind wall, with a dash that resets on kill, with a Gangplank Q, and then she has a sword too. You look at all her abilities going down from her passive to her ultimate. Her passive gives her a grade for where she's at. Now, you start at E, and whenever you use an auto attack or an ability, it ranks you up. And once you get to that S rank, you're allowed to use your ultimate. So pretty much you just have to be at that S rank to actually use it. Now, your Q as Samira, you shoot a bullet, kind of like Gangplank, but if the enemy is in melee range and not range, then you get to just whack him with a sword instead. Now, Samira's W. Now, this ability is pretty ridiculous to me. It's pretty much a wind wall. If any abilities get shot towards Samira, she just wind walls it and it reflects the damage back, kind of like explosive damage back. We go on to Samira's E. Now, Samira's E is a dash, but it resets on kill, kind of like Katarina. Now let's look at the ultimate. It's a moving Katarina ulti pretty much. It's the best way to explain it, honestly. But one thing to note about it is that it applies lifesteal, it can crit, and it does physical damage. So there's a lot to Samira. The champion already looks busted. I'll have to play against it, but make sure you guys permanently ban her or get ready to just lose a bunch of LP. Now that we have the facts out of the way, let's run it up. It's finally time to talk about Worlds, and to help me talk about the group draw that just happened last night, we have special guest, IWDominate. Welcome to the show. As is tradition with every new guest, by the way, we do give them some brand new 100 Thieves apparel, so here you go.
What do you mean new guest? I was literally here last week.
Welcome to the show, Dom. Hope you are ready for the group draw. I'm super excited to talk about all the teams and all the groups. I think they're super unique, and I think we're gonna have different opinions, so we can get started. What's the most interesting group to you?
Oh man, it's gotta be Group C. Because Group C is the closest group in terms of all teams. Like every other group has teams that are clearly like at the top and clearly at the bottom. But in Group C, you have TSM, you have Fnatic, you have LGD most likely seeded into this group, and Gen G. So they're all tier 2 teams in the World Championship. So having them all in a group means that you could have a world where TSM gets out second. You can see TSM even getting 4th place in this group, even if they end up playing pretty decently. So this is actually gonna be a crazy group. We get to see a bunch of crazy good junglers, Clid, Peanut, Self-Made, and then Spica. Yeah, like, he's in there too. So I mean, I think it'll be an exciting one.
There's a team from all the major regions: LCK, LCS, LEC, and LPL. Like that's the only group that's gonna have all 4. I think it's gonna be super cool to see whether or not TSM can make it. I actually do believe they can potentially. I know LGD is super good. I know Gen G is super good. We watched them smack T1. We know Fnatic's pretty good. They even beat G2 in a best of 5. Regardless, I think this group can go any way. Obviously, it's not looking good for TSM, but honestly, I have faith. My group to watch is Group D. Now in Group D, you have DRX, you have Top Esports, FlyQuest, and then most likely Mad Lions coming in too. I think Top Esports is one of the best teams in the world. People are super hyped. People are super hyped on Knight being the best mid laner in the world.
I mean, I think that the DRX is actually way weaker than people think. Gen G to me seems like a stronger team. Top, obviously one of the best teams in the world. They're probably the favorites coming into the tournament. So I think that's a clear first seed in this group. But second seed could actually fall. Like I could see a team like DRX fall. I mean, obviously everyone calls Chovy Chokey because of what's happened before in his best of 5s, like internationally. If DRX chokes, I definitely think that this could possibly have like a Mad Lions getting out of the group. Maybe even FlyQuest can make a run. Mad Lions is the type of team that's always been scary when you consider like how they'd match up into a team like FlyQuest. FlyQuest, very slow and methodical type of gameplay. Mad Lions kind of plays the same style as, for example, Cloud9 used to play back when they were actually, you know, a team before they fell off a cliff. Yeah. So if I were to go with predictions for this group, I'd probably have NA second seed actually being 4th in this group.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. I would probably put Top and DRX in the top 2. I'm sorry to FlyQuest, but they're probably gonna have to go home.
So guys, one thing that we're gonna have to do here is unfortunately do a moment of silence for Team Rogue. They got the group of death, JDG, Damwon, 2 of the best 3 teams in the world right now. So everyone please, F's in the chat, moment of silence for our fallen members at Team Rogue.
Oh my god.
Finn, I told you.
God. Oh, Finn.
I don't want to die. I don't want to lose in 15 minutes.
I mean, that's
We'll be talking about Worlds more as it progresses. Let us know in the comments who you think is going to go furthest. Welcome back to Cop or Not, the segment where I tell you whether or not you should give Riot your hard-earned money or you should just save it. This week we actually have a bunch of cool-looking skins. I'm very excited. We have the Dragomancer, the Storm Dragon, everything's dragon-themed, and I'm hyped, so let's show it all. So the first skin we have is Dragonmancer Lee Sin. I love this skin. Everything about it is super cool. Sleeky blue design. Like the colorway on it is honestly perfect. I love like the blue electricity dragon vibe it has. The recall literally has a dragon on it. Like, you know, that sold it for me #1. The problem with this skin, in my opinion, it's pay to win. I was watching the trailer and I couldn't tell what ability was which, to be real with you, which is a good thing if you buy this skin because then your enemy has no clue what you're doing. So definitely a pay to win skin and definitely cop this one. The skin after we have Dragonmancer Ashe. Now this skin actually looks pretty cool. I like the design. It's pretty nice. It's pretty simple. What I do like a lot about it is the abilities. The abilities are all purple. It's pretty nice because most of Ashe's skins are just blue, so you actually finally have like a little bit of a difference. Even usually when it's just chromas, change the color of the champion whenever all the abilities and everything, so it's pretty nice for this one. One thing I will say that Riot missed out on is they definitely should have made the hawk shot a dragon. Like, come on, everything is dragon-based. Like, I would still cop it. I think it looks good enough, so I'll take it. So, a new addition to the dragon family, we got Eternal Dragon Brand. Now with this skin, this is probably one of the more iffy ones to me. Although I do really like the purple coloring, it doesn't seem that unique. Like, it reminds me of like other brand skins. For example, the Spirit Fire is like blue purple. It's not unique enough to me. I know there's like a little bit of dragon in it, but I feel like they could have done a lot more with this skin, to be honest. If you don't play Brand a lot, definitely wouldn't recommend buying it. Now we have Storm Dragon Aurelion Soul. Now the skin already looks super cool. I love the old dragon looking, and there's a lot of history behind this skin. I love the animations, all the blue animations. Like, it kind of reminded me of the Lee Sin one where it's just like sleeky blue colorway. I love that too. I think the skin's great, and I definitely think you should cop it. So now on to the last skin, we have Obsidian Dragon Set. Now this skin actually is probably one of my favorites of the whole entire, well, maybe the Lee Sin one, but close for runner-up for #1 and 2. The skin is super cool. The red colorway on it completely is beautiful. Like, it's just straight red. There's not a mix of other colors. It is just red. The W animation, the R animation, I hope this pulled up on the screen right now, shows up. It's great, and I love it. I really like it. I think it's super clean, and it's probably one of my favorite skins released in recent history. Now, not only did they drop Obsidian Set, but they also just dropped Prestige Obsidian Dragon Set. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is a big disappointment for me. I don't think it's worth it at all. It honestly made the skin worse, if I'm being real. It went from like beautiful red colors, really nice animations, to just like a little bit of a mix-up, and then the colorway just got changed, and it's like, it became worse. So, as it is right now, I do not think it's worthwhile. I do not recommend you get the Prestige Edition. Do not cop. Hope you guys enjoyed Cop or Not. Hopefully you got to save some money with my recommendations, and if you did not, well, that's on you. So usually this is the part in the show where we would get into Flame of the Week, but instead, this is gonna be something different. Today, I want to talk about the Chinese Super Server. Now, in case you don't know what the Chinese Super Server is, it is a server in China where only the most elite players can play on it. Now, all the pros from NA, EU, China, Korea, everywhere, even the wildcard regions, are all in China right now for the World Championships, and they're all playing on the same server together, the Chinese Super Server.
I think the biggest benefit of the Super Server is actually just the environment the players play in. Obviously, low ping is great, but you can tell that all the players are really playing to improve. You know, when you watch the Super Server, it really feels like League of Legends looks fun, and I don't really feel that same amount of commitment or dedication when you play in NA.
Well, in NA, it's just completely different. We have rage quitters, we have long queue times, we have a bunch of dodges, and like that's like probably the biggest thing to note is the dodges, the amount of time wasted.
I think it's crazy when you look at the Super Server, even if the players didn't want to play in that server and the Chinese players want to play in Korea, they still have less ping than NA pros have to the NA server. I know this is a crazy idea. How about we could either move the LCS to Chicago, or we could just move the servers to LA. Why can't we just put the servers where the players are? The main point here is that solo queue doesn't need to be this bad. You can tell that all the players in the Chinese Super Server feel like it's a privilege to play there, and I wish that there was a similar type of environment in North America.
So as you all know, me and Dom are some of the most sophisticated minds when it comes to League of Legends. Dom used to be a professional League of Legends player on multiple LCS organizations. He's a full-time streamer now. He used to row for UC Davis. Me, I've played in countless events at LANs, at stadiums. On the LCS stage, I've done show matches. I'm a full-time streamer myself. But now, we're actually gonna show you a new side of us, where we're gonna be critiquing art that comes out of the League of Legends world. And we're gonna tell you our thoughts. All right, so I thought the Corki drawing was pretty amazing, I'm not gonna lie. I like the art to it. It's pretty subtle, but he tied in New York to the drawing somehow. From like all the I Love New York shirts, the mugs, the cups, I love Corki. think about that.
Well, I mean, I like the shout out to the Earth Corky. I mean, this is clearly a manatee here, and you have to really think about like deep down what his message is. And you know, he obviously sees a lot of the things that have happened around manatees in Florida. You know, wildlife preservation, obviously a theme here. And I think that in general, you know, the message is more important than the actual picture.
Well, let's get on to the second drawing then. This one's great. Okay, we have Lee Sin. This is great. I'm not gonna lie. I like the fist palm. So you know Lee Sin's mid animation right now. He's actually I can't tell. Maybe
that's Q animation for sure.
No, it could be 3 different things. It could be the Q jump, it could be the W, or it could be kick. What if he's like kicking midair with his palm out? I think that's a big part of the drawing, that he drew 3 different forms that can all tie into the same one.
The thing is, it's like, you can tell from this that it was actually drawn by a blind person himself, so respect to this guy for, you know, being able to incorporate everything into the artistry right here.
Like, nah, this guy deserves to have his RP taken away. Like, this is the best he could draw. He drew blue Lux. She's not even, is she blue?
I don't know.
She has blue eyes. I mean, that's about it. Like, no blonde hair. Where's the blonde? She's bald.
This just shows like the mechanics of a Lux player right here. Like, this is what you're left with when you play that type of champion. I mean, I hope that whatever problem he has is getting checked out.
We know this guy should get banned or something. Like, he deserves some type of punishment for this drawing.
And for playing Lux.
True. So let's get on to the next one and the final one. Okay, what do we got here?
Is this another Teemo? Nah, this is Nasus.
Oh, that's so cute.
Wait, is this Yumi? What is this?
No, that's Nasus. That's so adorable. That's like baby
I thought
Nasus.
Nasus was a dog. That's
What is
a cat for sure.
That's not a cat.
I don't know. The mouth looks like a cat.
I love that drawing. I actually love it.
Minion.
Yeah, he's thinking about a minion and then the plus sign, the +3.
So it's a cat Nasus.
It's not a cat, it's just Nasus. Don't disrespect the artist, Dom, just because you can't visualize it that well.
That is a cat.
Well,
I know, because I'm allergic to cats. I don't like those. So.
You clearly don't know what a cat looks like, because that's Nasus, straight up. So there's our take on the artwork we just saw. Let us know which artwork you think is the best, and let us know whether you think it's a dog or a cat. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Run It Up, and if you have any future feedback you have for us, make sure to let us know. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Dude, I should definitely do some drawings myself and put them up. I could definitely get
I was on Streamer Showdown with you. You should not do any drawings.
My drawings go hard. Like, people, you just are a bad guesser. Like, the spider I drew.
The spider had 12 legs.
I don't know how many legs a spider has.
Okay, all right, whatever, man.
Is it 6? Wait, is it 6 or 8?